So 2016 was like the peak of all humanity, according to some people. Like, if I had $1 for every 2016 nostalgia post that's been shoved down my throat, I'd probably be able to buy a bungalow in Toronto.
For just over $1 million.
What? And it's only gonna get shoved down more as we officially reached the big 26.
Get into it. Oh!
Where if you carefully do the math, you'll see that 2026 minus 10 equals, you know what? The main reason everyone can't seem to move past 2016 was because for a lot of people, it was essentially the peak of their preteen or teenhood era. Back when we were at an age where responsibilities and stresses weren't yet too much of a thing, but we still had enough freedom to do more mature things, like going to the mall with your friends or having a later curfew or whatever. There's also the meme culture and general media that people still hold on to a lot more than other past years.
Damn, Daniel! Who the fuck is that?
You know, you have the XXL freestyle. Fucking 2016 LA vibe aesthetic. Harambe, fidget spinners, even though they weren't even a thing until like 2017.
This song goes out to all the spinners out there.
Pokemon Go, the dab, Gangnam Style, and especially the music. It seemed like a lot of artists were at their musical peak in 2016, dropping some of their best and most memorable work. But the one main part that seems to be brought up the most in regards to 2016 is the summer. Summer 2016 was like the period where bad days were non-existent and it was the best time to be alive, apparently. It seems like most people look back on this as like one of the best youthful moments of their life. I mean, personally, I'm more of a summer 2013 kind of fan, but I guess we can't all have a good taste. The bottom line is, there seems to be this genuine fixation over 2016, and look, I hate to be Mr. Negative, but I seriously think it's time we need to move past it. A lot of people don't realize that you aren't missing the actual year of 2016, but rather the feelings that came with it. Like I mentioned earlier, responsibilities and stress was less of a burden, media seemed to be at a good standpoint, social networks felt more expressive and entertaining, and life was a lot more carefree all around. But that was just the outcome of being born between 2000 and 2005. Anyone older or younger than that probably doesn't really give much of a shit, or will at least pretend to. Nostalgia also edits out a lot of the bad moments, which is why events are often remembered being a lot better compared to when they were actually lived. I remember my first hike in Switzerland last summer like it was the greatest moment I've ever lived, when in reality the way back and forth I was stressed out about the lack of water and poor timing on my hands. Your mind essentially fools you with nostalgia into believing the past was as good as you remember, and while it may have been a lot better to live in compared to the harder years as an adult in 2026, it's not like you were ever aware of that when you were younger. There's also the fact that consistently comparing your present days to the past years gives your brain a negative impression of what your life is like today. I'm not saying that 2025 had better music or less problems in the world than in 2016, but I guarantee you the next generation is just going to be nostalgically posting about the years in the 2020s, and the cycle is just going to keep repeating. And I feel like constantly looking back in the past is just going to take away our appreciation for what the modern day has to offer. I'm not saying the last 2 or 3 years have been perfect, but I definitely wouldn't put them aside just to focus on 1 year where puberty was just taking me over the whole time.
But dude, where the hell's your mask at?
It's in my...
And I know we all share different experiences as human beings, and just because my 2016 wasn't the peak of my life doesn't mean yours may not be. But the idea of spreading it around like it was the only time in your life when you felt genuine happiness is getting pretty fucking old. And I feel like it's better to just appreciate the present day so that we don't look back regretting on how we took it for granted. So my advice would be to ignore all those 2026 as new 2016 posts and just appreciate what the present day has to offer. 2026 can be its own era. We do not have to compare it to a past year just because it's a 10-year anniversary.
Dude, he's gonna be G of the week.